JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Hi guys. Before we go into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and to share the news with someone today. Now onto the news. Cops probe possible link between man's murder and the PNP candidate's campaign car fire. The St. James police are now investigating a car fire and a murder in the Lilliput community to determine if they are linked. On Thursday night, about 7 p.m., a Nissan Eddy wagon that was being used as part of the campaign machinery for People's National Party Councillor candidate Jason Cummings was set on fire. Shortly after, a man was being identified as 44-year-old Kenroy Doman, otherwise called Shrimpy, was shot and killed in a section of the community called Africa. Reports are that about 9:05 p.m., Doman was walking along the roadway in the community when armed men ambushed him. The men reportedly opened gunfire, hitting him multiple times before escaping in the area. He was pronounced dead at hospital. A high-ranking officer said that they're investigating the incidents to determine if both are linked. According to the St. James Police, it is alleged that Doman managed to open the front passenger door of a silver 2012 Nissan Eddy wagon owned by Cummings at approximately 7 p.m. Fire was reportedly set to a seat of the vehicle that was reportedly being utilized in the candidate's campaign. The vehicle was parked in front of Cummings' residence. The fire brigade was alerted, and a team from the Anshore station responded to the scene and extinguished the blaze. Meanwhile, Dejone Doman, the daughter of the deceased, said that it is a known fact across their community that her father was diagnosed with schizophrenia in 2010. The grieving woman stated that her family is now struggling to come to grips with Thursday's incident as the deceased man does not deal with politics business.
I'm not see it with my own eye, but this now have nothing to do with politics. I'm mental ill, so that's the further notice that I can give you all. I have pill and so forth can show, but I'm mental ill. My mind does two things, and no matter how we tell him take the pill them and so forth, bring him go doctor, so just make up his mind and say I'm not taking any pill. When I was talk one night and I said to him, say, what you going to do with your life? I just time for change your life now, going to church. And him say him a pray go back, go overseas and marry to my mother. And I said, Daddy, just think about your health. Right now, your health we are talking about. And then him get chip out back. And that's the last memory.
Detectives are asking anyone who may be able to assist in the investigation into Doman's death to contact the Montego Bay Criminal Investigations Branch at 876-953-6191, Crime Stopper 311, or the nearest police station. Unidentified man gunned down in taxi in St. James. An unidentified man died as a result of a gunshot wound he received in Bickerseth, St. James on Thursday. The body is of brown complexion and has an unkempt hairstyle. It was clad in a red shirt, blue jeans, and a pair of black polo slippers. Reports from the Montego Bay police are that about 4:50 p.m., the man was sitting in the front passenger seat of a taxi, waiting to be transported to another community. An explosion was then heard. The man was found slumped in the motor car. The police were summoned and he was taken to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Meanwhile, detectives are asking anyone who may be able to identify the body or assist in their investigations to contact the Montego Bay Criminal Investigations Branch at 876-953-6191, Crime Stopper 311, or the nearest police station. Churchpen residents upset at police handling of deadly crash. Residents of Churchpen in St. Catherine are upset at the police for what they say is poor handling of a crash Wednesday morning in which 2 people died, including a police constable. The couple has been identified as Constable Bernardo Spence, while the second man has been identified as Marshall March. March's body was recovered by residents from bushes near the crash site on Thursday, more than 24 hours after the fatal incident. Residents say they were not allowed to search the area immediately after the crash.
Me out here. You see, all right, Wednesday morning about 1:05, We our friend up there. So when we come, yes, when we come down here, also friend dead.
The one boy come and say to the police, there are 2 men there on the bike.
Yes, when we are going in the bush go search, an officer fire and shot into the ear and tell us to come from out of the bush. Yes, if we did go in the bush, we would have known so because we would have known same boyfriend that car 2 car will come and we never know. So I say in dream my cousin yesterday and tell my cousin say in there now one dark bush and he can't find himself.
Them police don't forget no money for me in charge I enforce. May I tell you, them not get no pay, all 2 year pay they not forget.
Initial reports were that Spence was driving on his motorcycle about 1 a.m. when he was involved in a collision with a motor car at a section of Old Darby Road in the parish. The residents say March was a passenger on the motorcycle. Prison time for a man who borrowed JDF uniform to impress girls. Zidon Smith, the 24-year-old man, who was found in possession of a Jamaica Defence Force JDF uniform after borrowing it from his soldier friend in an effort to impress girls, has been sentenced to 9 months imprisonment. The sentence was handed down when he appeared in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Thursday. He had earlier pleaded guilty to unauthorized use and dealing in military decoration. This is a serious offense because it is a breach of the country's defense, the country's security. When a person goes around with military decorations, it gives them access to places they could not generally or normally have. So the use of military declaration in these circumstances I would regard as serious, said Senior Parish Judge Lauren Cole Montague. The offence is a breach of Section 189 of the Defence Act, which carries a fine of up to $5 million or a term of imprisonment not exceeding 5 years in the parish court. However, Attorney-at-Law Shade Bailey, in plea mitigation arguments, submitted that Smith, who is currently serving a prison term for another offence, has been reformed. She asked for a non-custodial sentence to be imposed. He is currently serving a sentence of 3 years and 7 months for another offence related to this incident, and he's like a prefect in the prison system, helping with visits, and is respected among the prison population. He has some CXC subjects, and prior to his arrest, he wanted to join the JDF, Bailey surmised. Judge Cole Montague imposed a sentence of 9 months imprisonment at hard labour, which is to run concurrent with his current term of imprisonment. She said that lawmakers, in prescribing the penalties, consider the offence to be a serious one. She, however, took into account the fact that he is already serving a term of imprisonment. I don't think imposing a fine would be the most necessary thing, in light of the fact that he is serving a term. I take into account his plea of guilt, the judge said. The Crown withdrew the charges of false pretense and conspiracy to deceive against Smith. Fabian Mitchell, a former member of the JDF, who was charged along with Smith and is on $500,000 bail, is to return to court on March 10. Businessman went berserk during quarrel, witness testifies. The sister of same businesswoman Simone Campbell Collymore on Thursday testified that she witnessed her sister's husband threatening that he was not going to stop until the family fell apart during a major fight that the couple had over cheating accusation. He said he's going to ensure that this family crumble, the witness recalled, during her evidence-in-chief in the Home Circuit Court. The court heard that Omar Collymore went berserk during the quarrel by smashing his wife's 2 iPhones through items and tried to destroy the windows of his wife's Mercedes-Benz motor car. The sister also testified that Collymore, who was 3 times the size of his small wife, used his lower arm to pin her against the wall when she tried to reach for his cell phone. At that point, her sister was seen scratching at her husband's neck and face to defend herself, the woman testified, before she intervened. According to the sister, shortly before the incident in September 2017, Campbell Collymore came to her crying while replaying a recording of 2 women speaking. The sister, however, was not allowed to share details of the conversation. The witness said her sister then started packing up her husband's clothing. On Omar Collymore's arrival, he saw her crying and inquired why, and she told him, "Why don't you go and ask Val?" The sister said Collymore, after putting down the children we had just taken home, then literally went crazy. He began throwing anything he could reach, she said. She also recalled Collymore ripping a 70-inch television from the wall and shattering the glass in his rage. While cursing and using expletives, she said Collymore told his wife, "You think you can embarrass me? You think this is how it is going to go?" The sister also recalled Campbell Collymore cursing her husband and telling him that their relationship was over and that he could go and be with other women he wants to be with. Continuing her testimony, the witness said her husband tried more than once to get Collymore to leave the premises and to calm him down. Eventually, she said they went downstairs in the driveway where she saw Collymore going around the car, pounding out the windows, still ranting and raging. The witness said she told him to stop acting like a lunatic, but when he realized that he could not hit out the windows, he went into his car to run over his wife's Benz motor car. Realizing his intention, the sister said she went to stand in front of his car and he screamed at her to move, but she refused. She said he put the car in drive and her husband intervened and grabbed his keys away. After pleading with him and telling him to stop the foolishness, she said her husband got him to leave. Following that incident, she said Cullimore did not return to the family home where he was living. She said shortly after, her sister moved out of the family home. She and her children went to live at Cullimore's apartment after he invited her. Following the incident, the witness said her sister invited the entire family to a counseling session, but that when her father asked Cullimore to explain what his threat meant, he refused to answer. Asked to describe her relationship with Cullimore, the witness said they had a very close relationship, as the family was very close-knit and did everything together. Under cross-examination from Cullimore's lawyer, Dion Jobson, she indicated that although she felt threatened by Cullimore during the commotion, she did not think that he was going to run her over with his car. She also testified under cross-examination that in the following December, she was at a restaurant picking up lunch when she saw Cullimore with a woman. When she inquired why he was there, he told her it was for a business meeting. The witness said she asked if his wife knew he was meeting with the woman whom he was having an affair with before she left. According to her, she eventually told her sister about it later in the month. Cullimore and his three co-defendants, Michael Adams, Dwayne Pink, and Shaquille Edwards, are being tried for the woman's and her taxi driver, Winston Walters. The defendants are being tried for 2 counts each of murder and a count of conspiracy. The 32-year-old businesswoman and the 36-year-old taxi operator were gunned down on Stanley Terrace in Red Hills, St. Andrew, on January 2, 2018. Cullimore is alleged to have orchestrated his wife's murder and was at home at the time of the murder. The victims were shot and killed when they arrived at the gate of the apartment building where Campbell Cullimore lived. They were shot by 2 pillion passengers who were traveling on motorbikes. JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.